Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, guys? Tuesday night, and we got some unfinished business. We started to do a tier list of horror movies throughout multiple decades, all the way from the 60s to today, like literally within the last couple of months, some films. And I thought to myself, originally I was going to wait to finish this, but I thought to myself, why don't I hop on tonight and hang out with you guys, just kind of like chilling and seeing if we can finish this or get a lot deeper into it. Because I don't even know how many movies we had. We probably had like 70 movies. Maybe it was a little bit less. But, anyways, I wanted to come on and hang out with you guys for a little while tonight and just chill. So, if you have any questions about stuff, you can throw them out. I'll try to get to folks as much as I can. Let's see, who do we have? Who do we have? RJ, you, you know what's going on, man. Ding ding, round two. That's right. My man Super Tenor, what's up, bro? Good to have you here. We got Jeremy in the house. What's going on, Jeremy? Jeremy is like hanging out with us a lot more, and it's awesome to have you in the community, man. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And Julie, what's up, Julie? Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Julie, I've got some, well, it's some pretty cool news. I know that you'd really, as a fan, I know you'd really enjoy some stuff that we're going to be doing hopefully very soon here on the channel for the community. So good to have you. Russell, what's up, bro? Good to have you. you you're the man. Always smashed that like button. Hope everyone's having a wonderful night. There you go. Love it. Jeremy saying, pretty anxious to see what some of you younger people think about 70s horror. That's a good question, Jeremy. Let's throw this out onto the table right now. Um, there's so many great films from the 70s, and I've spent a lot of time. If you haven't already, Jeremy, I have a lot of um, live streams where we've talked about older films from the 70s and obviously tons from the 80s. And there are a lot of people um, that are newer to those films. But I think a lot of these folks, especially folks that are in this community, are pretty open minded and seem to enjoy a lot of the old school stuff. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Any particular movies on your mind? Hell, they might be in this tier list. So, what's up, Oliver? Good to have you here, bro. Hope you're doing well. All right, Mr. Rick is in the house. Let's do this. I missed part one, but let's have some fun. There you go. And I will recap what we did. I will recap. And we're also going to change up some stuff too. So this should be fun tonight, guys. Gene, what's up? Good to have you here. Hope you're doing well. RJ saying, hey, Knight, oh, cool. Loved your Resident Evil 2 video that dropped today. Thank you so much. For real. Thank you, RJ. I appreciate that. And I did just drop that earlier today. Let me just tell you guys, for uploads, and I know I can speak for a lot of content creators that do it. Man, I was like working on it for days, and sometimes you got things that go on, and you have to do re-edits and all of this type of stuff. So I literally, I work overnight, so I literally was finishing it up overnight, and a 2-hour scenario turned into 6 hours. So I dropped it a little bit later today than I wanted. I think I dropped it at like 2. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. It seems like we've got some folks that enjoyed it. But if you haven't checked it out, seriously, guys, it helps the channel a lot. The Why You Hate playlist and those videos, just so that you know, they are worked on for a lot of hours. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. Very cool. Troy, what's up, man? Good to see you. All right. And Julie said, I'll be back in 10 minutes driving home. There you go. David, what's up? Saying, hey guys. Jeremy saying, I was an 80s kid, but I dig 70s horror a lot. The Omen. Absolutely, man. The Omen. Fantastic film. I love that film so much. I'm a big fan of the franchise, actually. We've spent some time talking about The Omen here and there. Some of my old live stream discussions. They're at least 2 or 3 years old, Jeremy. So if you ever want some discussions on The Omen, you can find them here in kind of like our older catalog. We've also had a couple of the Omen films on our Battle World series, which was really a lot of fun to do. So Very cool, man. I love the Omen. You guys, let us know what you think of the original Omen. Melissa, hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Phantasm is great. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. David saying I was watching the Freddy 2 vid today. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun. I've been trying to, if you guys haven't figured it out, I'm sure a lot of you have. I've been trying to do, it's tough when you do content and you're trying to balance it out for the channel because obviously we have a lot of fans of the classics and the big franchises, and we have a lot of fun with that. But I've also tried to do a lot more of films that aren't talked about as much, at least on this channel. And a lot of those have been in the Why You Hate videos and stuff like that. So I appreciate it. Let's see, who else? David, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Seriously, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit too. It's funny because when I do a video, especially the Why You Hate videos, I have to do a lot of research on the movies. Obviously I rewatched them, even the films that I know front and backwards. So the research is interesting stuff that I find. And that stuff really interests me, and so I'm glad that it interests a lot of other people. And yeah, that's why I'll keep doing them if you guys are watching them. So Alan, what's happening, man? Good to have you here. Saying, hey, Knight, I just watched Heretic, really creepy film. It was a creepy film, man. We saw it in the theater, and yeah, very creepy. I loved the atmosphere of it. Who knows? Maybe that'll get a Why You Hate video on it. So all right. Let's see. Rory is in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Hope you are enjoying this conversation so far. Saying hi, Rory from the UK. 50 years too late, but Black Christmas is so good. 70s classic. It is. And Rory, just to let you know, on Thursday, this Thursday, we're continuing what we call Slayfest. This is actually Slayfest 2, where we watch some Christmas horror films as a watch party and hang out with you guys. My good buddy Steven over at Craven Something Scary, he'll be on earlier in the night. I'll be on his panel. And we'll be watching doing a watch party over there, and then we're going to come over here at 9:30, right around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be doing a watch party of Black Christmas. So if you're a fan of that film, and I surely am, and I know a lot of folks in this community are, we're going to have a blast. We're going to watch it together, commentary, hang out, who knows, some other stuff too. You never know. But yep, that'll be on this Thursday. Troy saying Omen is not bad, much more of an Exorcist guy personally. Oh yeah, Exorcist is fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Oliver saying, Knight, what do you think of the Canadian horror trilogy Cube? Oh my gosh, that's a great question. Now, I've only seen two of them. I haven't seen the third one. When I first saw the first Cube, that movie messed me up. I saw, I was really young when I saw it. Really cool movie though. I love movies like that. Um, Geez, man, it's making me want to think if I should talk about that on the channel specifically. That's a good one, Oliver. Yeah, yeah, the first one especially. I really, really love that film. Very underrated. No one talks about it. Obviously, I haven't myself. The second one, I don't remember as much though. I might have to um, kind of catch back up with that because I don't remember the second one as much. Like I can just see bits and pieces in my mind. But yeah, the original, fantastic. Fantastic. What's up, Paula? Good to see you. All right. Mr. Rick saying I forgot sometimes great movies came from the 70s like Massacre, Halloween, Jaws, and many more. Oh yeah. 70s guys, I'm telling you, don't hold back on older films, man. Seriously. Don't hold back. A lot of great films when we've done the decades, some other tier lists and brackets, man. It was so interesting because we still do have a bracket that I'm actually kind of waiting to launch where we took the powerhouse films. Well, actually, no, there's not all the powerhouse films, but big films from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And the 70s was just so powered. I mean, it was just so many great hits. So Jeremy saying Final Destination owes a lot to the Omen. I've said that for years. That is so cool, man. Absolutely. When we've talked about Final Destination, and the Omen, I always talk about the parallels between them because the Omen definitely has that whole domino effect to the deaths, and I think Final Destination definitely got some inspiration from the Omen. All right. Rory saying, I'll be watching that. Great stuff. Awesome channel. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you and welcome to the community. Great to have you. Melissa saying, but one Christmas movie I love is Violent Night. That is a good one. It is. Good call, Melissa. Tony movie. I love Black Christmas. Hey, welcome to the chat. And like I said, um, we'll be watching it Thursday night, this Thursday night. Scott saying, hey, Night and Company. Hey, everybody. Good to have you here, Scott. Raina Horror is in the chat. Good to have you. All right. Um, my oldest brother lives for the original Jaws. Yeah. Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. So let me bring up what we did for our first part of the tier list. Now, if you guys have been around when we've done tier lists, you kind of know how we generally do them. We're going to do it a little bit different tonight. Number one, because I'm alone, and that's on purpose. Usually, I'll have a guest or some folks on the panel, and we'll kind of do a little bit of a vote for where these films go. Tonight, it's me. It's me, and you guys, possibly. We'll see. But right now, this is what our list looks like. Now we've got 5 levels. The top level, we've got the second, third, fourth, and fifth. Now, let me just also pull up the chat and make sure I keep up to date with you guys. Hold on 1 second. Scott saying it's not a horror movie, but it just ain't Christmas without a little Die Hard. Oh my gosh. That's so true, man. Now, okay, so real quick in the chat, this is a good question. I think I asked this on social media. So, and by the way, if you guys aren't following me on social media, make sure you guys are doing that. Um, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Let's just get this situated right now. Is it a Christmas movie or is it not? Jeremy said he peed his pants when he saw Jaws at 4. Ooh, hey man, I can't lie. Seriously, Jaws really caught me off guard too. I cannot lie. Um, I can still remember the first time I ever saw it. I can still remember that. There's no doubt. All right. Let's see what else you guys are talking about. That's Alan, what's up? What's up? So is Batman Returns. Wow. Okay. Batman Returns is a Christmas movie. Okay. Mr. Rick saying, yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Okay. Who else? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I guess we should throw Batman Returns in there as well. And I'm not gonna lie, man. Batman Returns, I haven't seen it probably in like 5 years. So I'm just gonna be honest. It's been a little while. I probably should catch up with it. I probably should. What other films that most people would not think is a Christmas movie you'd call a Christmas movie? Obviously, a lot of people they'll put Die Hard in that category, but I do agree. I think it's a Christmas film. I really do, and it's one of my favorite films ever. It's fantastic. I couldn't even tell you guys how many times I've watched that movie over the years. It's true story, true story. Let's see who else we got. Hey, what what's up? Michael's in the house. Michael Trapson, what's up, man? Say yo, let's get down to brass tacks. All right, all right. Scott saying it's a Christmas movie. Russell saying it is. Wow. Troy saying yes, it is. Tons of Christmas references, and it's about a guy trying to get home to see his family. All right, a Christmas trope. That's right. Michael, let's get out of brass tacks. Reign of Horror, that's so cool. Damien, the Omen 2 is the favorite in the franchise. I love Damien. The Omen 2 is sorely underrated. We've talked about that too, so check it out. That was an old live stream, at least 3 years ago that we did. We had a lot of fun with, but, yeah, it's a fun one. Rory's saying, "I just watched Knock at the Cabin." Oh my. I had fun with Knock at the Cabin. I really did. When and that's a whole nother, um, angle, that at some point I'm hoping to talk more about some of the M. Night films and so forth, the ups and the downs. Julie saying it's a Christmas movie. All right. You guys are all right, man, seriously. Lethal Cop. All right. Okay. There you go. Iron Man 3? Man, I didn't even think about Iron Man 3. Yeah, okay. You guys are all right. Child's Play, the original is a Christmas movie. Okay. Lethal Weapon. All right, I got you. Die Hard 2. Yeah, you might as well consider Die Hard 2 Christmas as well. You might as well. And thank you, Julie. We got the link right there for you guys that want to hang out with us on Thursday night. We're going to be watching the original Black Christmas. It's going to be so much fun. Such a great film, classic, OG, old school. We're going to have a lot of fun with it, seriously. So be with us Thursday night at 9:30, right around 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once we get done over at Craven Something Scary, we're going to be watching, gosh, and I haven't even seen this film. This is actually something that Steven has seen a couple times, and he says, "Okay, well, for mine, I'm going to do something that you guys haven't seen. It's called a nasty piece of work, and I believe it's on Hulu. So yeah, we're going to be watching that on his channel at 7:30. We're going to come over here at 9:30. Michael saying, "Knock at the Cabin is great, but Tista's been showing some range." Very true. Super Tenor coming in with P2. Absolutely. And we did that last year for Slayfest. P2 is fantastic. I love that film. We had so many great reactions during that film. That was a watch party that I've actually rewatched a couple times just because of our reactions and commentary. It was fun. All right. So these are the movies that we worked on part one. To recap it, the top level, which is called the Cream, we've got Dream Warriors, Day of the Dead, Alien Romulus, Evil Dead 2, Creep Show, The Conjuring, The Lost Boys, The Bride of Frankenstein, Halloween 4, The Curse of Michael Myers, and Doctor Sleep. Our second tier, the groovy category, we've got Saw 3, Creep Show 2, Oculus, Late Night with the Devil, Fright Night, Saint Maud, Thanksgiving, Scream 5, Salem's Lot, the remake, Insidious, Midsommar, Us, Final Destination 3, and Smile 2. In the third level, saying it's just meh, we've got The Visit, It Chapter 1, Hellraiser 3, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, Scream 3, and Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Vancouver. In the not digging it category, the fourth level, we've got An American Werewolf in Paris, and we've got Skinamarink. Now I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm going to adjust this list. I'm going to have you guys, you can throw out your suggestions as well. I can't get to everyone. If you do send in a super chat, there's two things that are going to happen. One thing, you're going to make me smile and be indebted to you. And helps out the channel. No, I'm just joking. It really helps out the channel, but I'll make sure to get to your comment and or suggestion. Okay. Jeremy saying Gremlins. That's a good one too. That's a good choice. Okay, listen, guys. Let's be real. An American Werewolf in Paris has to go down into the crappiest category, which is too bad. It's got to go there. I don't know how we didn't get it there. I know we had voting. We also had people saving movies. And tonight is the adjustment night. Skinamarink has to go to the bottom. It just has to. There's no doubt about it. Okay, what else are we gonna fix here? I think we've got we got to put Halloween 2 down to not digging it, man. We got to do that. You guys know how I feel about Hobo Myers. Fight me. Tell me why it needs to be higher. Uh, let's see. We gotta fix this. Scream 3 can't be in just meh. Scream 3's got to be at least in groovy. We're going up to groovy. I know that it's divisive. A lot of people feel a certain way about it, but it's got fun stuff in it, guys. Let me know what you think. Scream 3 has a lot of fun stuff in it. Harry Potter notwithstanding, we know Roman didn't kill alone, but that's a whole that's a whole nother story. Um, Mr. Rick saying, I'll be there for the first movie. I don't know if I can make the 9:30 movie. I'll try. Hey, no problem, man. I understand. We'll be here. Hope you can make it though. Hope you can. We originally planned Slayfest 2 to be 2 nights, 2 double feature nights. So if everything goes the way we've planned it, Black Christmas will be the end of it, and we might have something going on. I'm just saying as our finale. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, but I understand, man. I know what it's like with schedules. Absolutely. And Julie reminding people, please hit the like button. The other night, let me throw this out to you guys. And I usually don't do this, but I will tonight because a lot of you guys have been here for a long time. A lot of you guys are very experienced with live streams on YouTube in general. So, we have great mods on this channel, and it's a great community, and a lot of you guys help out too, with reminding folks of liking the stream, comment, and stuff like that. We do that because a lot of times people forget. I couldn't tell you how many times I've had people say, "Oh, I forgot to, hit the like button or whatever." But by doing so, it really helps the stream. YouTube despises live streams. No, they don't really, but they don't favor them, right? So for the live stream to really reach an audience beyond our regular audience, liking the stream, leaving comments, engaging, and so forth, it really helps it out. So that's why we say that to folks. If you would choose to do so, that doesn't mean you have to. But if you support the channel, if you support the stream, or if you like the content, it really is an easy way to help out. And in recent time, that's all I'm going to say. We've had a couple folks, I'll just put it that way, that had a stance where they say, "Well, I don't like videos, or I don't like or hate them. I just go to them." So, well, that's fine. But again, if you're trying to help a stream reach an audience, this is what we'll do. We'll ask, and that's all we can do. So, Doom Turkey, what's up, man? Good to have you in here. We got Dirk in the chat. The Long Kiss Goodnight. Yeah, that's a Christmas movie. I could go with that. All right. Less Than Zero. Man. All right. Wow. I didn't even think of that. You guys are coming up with some good stuff here. Saw 3. There, there you go. Wait a minute, Julie, are you saying we should move Saw 3? Let me know. Let me know. And RJ, I agree with you on that. Skinamarink was, bro, man, we couldn't even get through it. We couldn't even get through it. That's how bad it was. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't watched the Long Kiss Goodnight in a long time either. I'm gonna have to put that on my list because I actually really enjoy that. Gina Davis was fantastic. Samuel Jackson, always fantastic. Um, Jeremy saying I like Paris too, not as much as London. Ooh, interesting. Now I'm gonna be honest, and I think I said this in our first part. I haven't seen it in years. I'm talking easily 20, 25 years. All I remember is I was just so disappointed in it, and just the effects and so forth. I might have to do a rewatch, maybe as a watch party, just so we can get live commentary. Maybe, who knows? Rory saying I'd like to join this channel. Yeah, let me just say this, and Julie, if you're able to put this up, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can become a channel member. You hit the join button next to the subscribe button, and you can choose one of the tiers. We try to do a lot of cool stuff, guys, and I've got some fun stuff planned where we do private live streams, hangouts, private watch parties. I communicate with you guys. I try to communicate with you guys very regularly. Sometimes maybe too much, but you can communicate with me on the community tab on the channel, and it's fun. it's fun because it allows me to be able to speak more directly to the viewers because I'm not able to do that as much in a live stream. So again, if you'd like to help support the channel, and it really does help us, um, for those who've been around for a long time, I was just talking about this with my buddy Steven last night. You know, I've been doing YouTube now over 4 years. It's probably a little over 4.5 years. And I've maintained a schedule of streaming multiple times a week. There's been times I've streamed 4 times a week, 5 times a week. In recent months, it's been more like 2 to 3. But it takes a lot to do that. It really does. And for any content creators, and we have a lot of friends that come into the chat that are content creators, mad respect to people that continue to do what we do for multiple years because many people can't. Um, I've been just fortunate enough to be able to do it. I love talking movies. I love talking movies with people, meeting other movie fans like you guys. So, but in order to do all of that and to switch around schedules and family and personal time and work, stuff like that, um, members of the channel really help to allow me to be flexible enough to do what we do. So, anyways, Rory, if you'd like to do that, you can either click the join button next to the subscribe button, or Julie put a link in the chat, and we'd love to have you join us. Okay, let's look at this list a little bit more, guys. We got to move some more stuff. Now, I'm going to be as fair as possible. And you guys know, if you've been around long enough, you guys know I'm a big fan of the classics, the big three, also the big four, which includes Scream. You guys should know who the big three are if you've been on this channel long enough. And I'm going to be absolutely fair here. You guys might have a heart attack. Don't, but Halloween 4 has to go lower than the Cream. As much as I love it, and it is a fun film. I've loved it since I was a little kid, but I'm putting it down in groovy, guys. And that's a huge move, man. I can I can already hear the Halloween fans like, what? But there's no lying here. There's no lying here. Um, let's also, as much as I love Creepshow, I'm gonna move Creepshow down as well. I'm putting it down into groovy. I gotta be real. I gotta be real. So right now in the cream position, all we have is Dream Warriors, George Romero's Day of the Dead, Alien Romulus, Evil Dead 2, The Conjuring, The Lost Boys, Bride of Frankenstein, and Doctor Sleep. Okay, now this is what I'm going to ask of you guys because I want to make sure we kind of move around and have some fun with this and get some stuff done. Tell me what else has to move in the most simple sentence you can write. Tell me what has to move where, if you have an opinion. I won't be able to get to everyone, but I'll try to get as many as I can. Again, if you have a super chat, I'm going to make sure I get to you guys. I will answer your question. I will, check out your comment and answer it if I can. What's up? Hey, Danielle's in the chat. Well, hey, what's up? Hobo Myers is the cream. No, it is not. You really need to let it go. That's a remake of a movie you love and look at it for what it is. And now, wait a minute, Danielle. Now, you've been around for a long time. I have no problem with the film, being called Halloween 2. It's not really a remake of Halloween 2, though. Let's be real. It doesn't resemble 81's film at all, except for the hospital dream sequence. So I don't consider it a remake at all. What I have issue with, and I've said this before, it's a really good horror movie. It's a really good slasher movie. I just don't think it's a good Halloween movie. And again, we could get into all the aspects of why you guys have heard it 1,000 times. Watch my Why You Hate Halloween 2 video. But it was some crazy ass shit in there that just didn't make sense, man. The white horse stuff, they just needed to let that shit go. They really did. How they depicted Michael, there were just things that just didn't work in my opinion. But I have fun with it. And don't get me wrong, if I was ranking this tier list and I wasn't grading it as a Halloween film, it would be higher. It might even be in groovy because there's a lot of good stuff in it. There really is. I can be fair enough to say that. But no, I don't look at it as a remake of Halloween 2 from 81. You guys let me know if you guys do, because I've never heard anyone say that, to be honest with you. Melissa saying Scream 3 is the cream for me. Oh, wow. Okay. I was waiting to see if we had some Scream fans say something here. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. Rory said I've set a notification for Thursdays. Probably about 12 in the UK, I think. Okay. All right. Well, hey, we'll be glad to have you here. And actually, Rory, you just made me remember something I wanted to throw out there. So thank you. Thank you so much. I want to know this, guys. And you guys are here hanging out. So you got the time to do it. You've got a couple seconds to do it. How many of you guys have notifications turned on to all? Because we've had some correspondence from YouTube, because we've had many people, not just on this channel, but I have a lot of friends that talk about this. People will say that they missed a stream or content or whatever, and I guess there's some glitches that have been happening on YouTube with the notifications and stuff. So just out of curiosity, let me know if you have notifications turned on to all. And if you don't, or if you don't want to, let me know why. That will also help me just kind of, move this channel in the right direction, because some folks might not have notifications on for certain reasons. Maybe a content creator has too much content that comes out. So, okay. Let's see. Hey, we got Eric in the house. He said Skinamarink is still up there. Burn it. I know, man. I know. I know. I put it down at the bottom, bro. Yeah. I put it down there, man. Hey, we got Davey in the house. What's up, man? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Saying relieved to see that Day of the Dead is top tier here. It's the best zombie movie of all time. Easy. Wow. Okay. Now listen, I love Day of the Dead. George Romero, there's something about his films, especially that original trilogy. It just hits different. It's just so layered, right? But man, the best zombie movie of all time, easy. That's a statement there, bro. If you can, Davey, let me know. What's in second or in third place, or maybe why Day is so far ahead of all the other zombie films. Because man, I, I really love Dawn of the Dead. I really do. Let's see what else. Danielle. ah, uh, and look, Eric, I know you clicked the thumbs up, bro. He said, don't worry. I know, man. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. And I always click the thumbs up too. It's just one of those things. It just helps the channel out. It's an easy way to do it. Julie's got the link. If you'd like to become a channel member, that's how you do it. And by the way, look, in a second, I'm going to do something, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But we got my man Shape in the house. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, man. We got some fun stuff coming up in January after the holidays, so get ready, bro. We're gonna have to get you back on here soon, man. And I hope everything's going well. At the new place and your fam and everything, man. Let me know how you're doing, bro. It's been a little while since we had a chance to catch up. We got health and fitness with Nick in the house. What's going on, bro? Good to have you here. And Troy's coming in. Uh-oh, here we go. $5 super chat, man. Thank you, Troy. Much appreciated. And a shout out to Troy, all of you guys, obviously, but Troy being, one of our members, our Patreon members at the franchise fans level. It helps us out, man. It really does. And I just want to say thank you, seriously. Now, Troy is saying, I'd change a whole lot here. Specifically, bump Jason in Vancouver down a notch. It's not even mid tier within its own franchise, let alone overall. Oh, man. You know, let me take a look at this and I still have a few more to change. Let me take a look. You know what? Now, see, here's the thing, Troy. Here's the thing for me, okay? Saying it's just meh means that, hey, you could take it or you leave it. It's not, you can watch it and get through it, and you're not pissed off at yourself. You know what I'm saying? when I say not digging it, that means I don't really wanna watch it, or it's a real chore to watch. And for Vancouver, it's not a chore to watch. I just think it's meh. It's got some good stuff in it for me, and it's got some stuff that obviously you guys know I've talked about it ad nauseum. The budget, being in Vancouver, all that type of stuff. So I don't know if I'd put it down a notch. I got to think about that because I sure as hell like it more than Halloween too. I really do. Let me think about that. And Troy, you can keep letting me know what you think about that too. Give me some more reasoning. But let's do this real quick. First of all, thank you so much for the super chat. Seriously, it helps so much, man. Let's do a super chat clip. W- You know, we've got some new ones, but let's do this one. This is one of the newer ones that I think is hilarious. And sometimes stuff just happens. You have no clue why, and it looks like this.
This is damage to the front end of your car, which hit his car in the rear.
There you go. All right, Troy. Let's keep this conversation going with Vancouver, man, because I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. Davey saying just been doing it a year and a half, but I'm loving the journey so far. Falling in love with it and the community more and more every day. Hey, man, that's awesome, man. Seriously, and trust me, a year and a half is a long time in YouTube years. It is. So the fact you're still having fun with it, that's the biggest thing, man. You got to have fun with it because if you don't, all the valleys that you'll travel through, you're just not going to be able to make it. You got to have fun with it. You got to have a passion for whatever you're talking about. So that's awesome. And much respect, man, because seriously, and I'm newer to your channel, but from everything I see, seems really cool, man. And I think that's the thing is just for people just to be themselves, have fun, and share their passion with other people. So great comment, man. Seriously, Eric, why is Ghost Ship no longer in Groovy? Look, man, I don't even know what to say, man. I don't. Rory saying great stuff. Thank you. Much appreciated, man. Thank you as well. And Julie is working hard. She also has our Patreon link there too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can support us on Patreon if you'd rather do that. We do a couple different things over at Patreon. One thing that's cool on Patreon, we do have basically like a messenger. It's kind of like Facebook Messenger, so I can literally chat with you guys in real time and stuff like that, which is kind of fun. We have some fun conversations there like that, and we can't do that here on YouTube. So it is what it is. Shapes coming in with a super chat. All right, man. Thank you so much, bro. Saying you are the best of the best in the game. Bro. Oh, stop. Thanks, man. You're all right too, bro. And much love to you. You know that. I I appreciate that, man. Seriously. And like I said, we got to catch up. I've got some fun stuff coming up. We're still only two-thirds of the way through our Elm Street debates. So we've got some fun ones coming up, man. So definitely gonna try to get you on another one of those. We're probably gonna continue them in January, because obviously the holidays are coming up and I know everyone's gonna be busy. So yeah, we're gonna figure out something, man. But thank you so much. I appreciate the support. You guys, and I've said this before, I haven't said it in a while. And to be quite honest, I haven't had a stream like this in a while because you know I've tried to craft a lot of fun streams that are kind of event streams of sorts like the Elm Street debates and tier lists and having panels and stuff like that. There was a time when I did a lot of streams, especially on Thursday mornings, and just kind of hanging out like this and talking to you guys and spending time. And I really miss that. I don't know if, and I know some people will probably say they do too. Um, but I think doing it earlier in the day was tough for a lot of people. So it just got to the point where it wasn't worth it to do it because not many people could join it. But I kind of miss doing it like this, just hanging out. So who knows? Maybe I'll do a few of these in the upcoming weeks where we can just hang out, do something, have a topic or topics that we talk about. But regardless of that, seriously, Shape, thank you so much for the for the super chat. I'm gonna play a clip for you, man. And look, sometimes you just got to go back to the basics. You know it's almost Christmas time, and you might encounter this. There there you go. I've been waiting to throw that one back up there, man. Oh man. Hey, look, Scott. I love this. He says, "Night. I can already hear Drum Dum's blood boiling for knocking down Halloween 4." I know, man. Lee, if Lee would probably say, "What are you doing, kid? What are you doing?" Much love to Lee. You guys know that. Um, and hopefully Lee's going to be back with us in a couple weeks because we still got some more films in the Elm Street debates to do. But yeah, he's a huge Halloween fan, and I know he'd probably be like, "Bro, don't move Halloween forward." But I'm just trying to be real. I'm trying to be fair, just in my opinion. And look, I love Halloween 4 as much as the next person. I really do. But you know, the mask, a couple of things here and there. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Danielle saying, I'm going to stop defending Hobo Myers because Knight will always just hate it. You never know. Danielle, you never know. There's always hope. Because there was a time when I was a youngster where I absolutely hated Halloween 3. For years, I hated it. I didn't even watch it. And then one day I said, you know what? Let me just check this movie out. Let me open my mind. I know Michael's not in it, so I'm not going to be butthurt about that anymore. And I watched it and I loved it. So who knows? There might be a day. You never know. That'll be, man, I could hear it right now. It'd be so many of my friends too saying, "What? You like Halloween 2 now?" Hey, you never know. Troy saying, I agree with Creepshow and Halloween 4 going down. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna make some more adjustments here too. Jeremy saying I don't like Creepshow as much anymore. Okay. Alan saying drop Doctor Sleep to Groovy. You know what? I think you're right, Alan. We got to, and I love Doctor Sleep. Okay, let me just say that. But I think we do have to drop it to Groovy. I think we do. Good call. Good call. Bold move, man. Bold move. Davey saying, I know it's a hot take, but Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is groovy for me. So much better than his remake and a horror film that explored trauma in a realistic way years before it was fashionable. There's a lot of truth in that, or I should say there's a lot I agree with you in that. There were a lot of things he did with that film that were interesting, the way he explored trauma. I just don't feel as though it's a good Halloween film, though, man. And maybe that's something that one day I will change my mind on or get over. I can enjoy it, and I think again, it's a really, really good slasher film. It's a really, really good horror film. There's a lot of great things about it, but maybe that'll be a debate we'll have to do, Davey, because I've talked about it a few times with some other folks, most notably, and Eric. I knew it. I knew it. I just looked underneath your comment, and there's Eric saying, I love Hobo Myers, but even I know it's not the cream. But there you go. But yeah, maybe we should have a debate on that. A fun conversation, obviously, Davey. So, because seriously, it's an interesting discussion about Halloween too, because I do think there's some good stuff in it. Scott saying, if you're knocking down Halloween 4, then you need to drop Alien Romulus down to groovy as well. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's going down to groovy. Okay, guys. This is looking more to me, and again, this is just my opinion, guys, right? And you guys obviously can let me know your opinion. When we do these tier lists, so many of these tier lists, almost all of them that we've done in the last several months, we have a panel or we have multiple people, plus we have folks in the chat. So it's a group effort. So to me, right now, this is looking more like what I would put personally. Let's see. Mr. Rick saying hot take, don't hate me, but Day of the Dead to the third spot. Ooh. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Scott saying, hell no, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is not a remake. It's way too weird to be a remake. I agree. I agree. I don't look at it as a remake. Jeremy's on top of things saying I have all the notifications. There you go. Davey too. Hey man, I appreciate that. Seriously. I really do. And Julie, I know you do. You're all right. Seriously, thank you, Julie. I appreciate it. Mr. Rick saying I do. All right. Rory saying if you set to all, you're more likely to get a notification than if you pick channels. It's a good point. That's why I try to, and I don't remind people enough. So I'm going to try to be better about that. But definitely, if you enjoy the content or if you don't want to miss things, especially our live streams, which I really, guys, here's the thing. Let me just be real. Live streaming, again, and I said this a little while ago, so I won't rant, but live streaming is really tough on YouTube, or it can be because they don't prioritize live streams. Supposedly they're starting to, and we'll see. But I love doing it because I get a chance to talk to you guys and hang out and be live. Um, so again, having the notifications on, we have fun with these live streams, and you'll know when we do it. Davey saying Day of the Dead just hits that darker tone so well. The effects are incredible. They are. Rhodes is a great villain. Bub is next level. My number 2 is Dead Alive. My third is the original Dawn. Ooh, okay. That's fair enough. But you're right about the darker tone and Bub and Rhodes. Great stuff, man. Julie coming in with, oh, wow. Hey, thank you, Julie. Gifting a membership. That is so cool of you. Thank you. Thank you, Julie. Seriously, I appreciate it. And it looks like it went to millions. So millions back in the house. All right. Awesome stuff. Definitely show some love to Julie. I appreciate you. Seriously. Okay. Now Troy's saying I can't get through Vancouver, but I can compress the movie into 5 to 10 minutes. I like. If if someone asks want to watch it, my immediate response is, how about we pick another Friday the 13th movie? Yeah, any other. Okay. I get it, man. I get it. It's not my favorite in the franchise either. It's not. It really isn't. But I can watch it and have fun with it. I had to rewatch it specifically for my Why You Hate episode on it, and I did, research on it and so forth, and it wasn't a bad experience. So, at least for me, I should say. Vinyl Horrors in the house. What's up? Good to have you here. All right. Herbert's in the house. What's up? Rod's in the house. Good to have you guys here. Thank you for joining us. Seriously. And Julie, I knew you'd love the sniffer. Look at Neil. He said it too. You guys rock. Seriously. Where's Eric at? I know. Eric always does that head shake. I know, man. Jeremy says, yeah, Lee's gonna be pissed. I know. I know. He definitely, and I know he's a fan of Halloween 4. He really is. And I am too, but I'm just saying, man, I had to move it down. I had to. I had to. Team Hobo Myers. You guys are too funny. All right, so look. Eric said I saw the candy cane sniffer. I can't keep up with all you guys in this chat. I'm trying. But what's up, Russell? Good to see you. Night of the Creeps, favorite zombie movie. Okay. Very cool, Herbert. Okay. All right. So look, let's go through some of these other ones here too. Immaculate. If you guys have seen Immaculate, let us know what category you want it in. I did a review of it a while back. Definitely check that out if you're interested. A lot of good stuff in it. Good atmosphere. Good atmosphere. I think Sydney Sweeney was pretty good in it. You know, but there was another movie that came out shortly thereafter that was very similar that I think did it better. So I'm gonna go with meh. I'm gonna go with meh. I almost want to put it in groovy. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm not going to put it in groovy. At least not yet. If someone in the chat convinces me, maybe. When Evil Lurks, bro, that movie messed me the hell up. That was a crazy movie. Have you guys seen When Evil Lurks? If you haven't, watch it. Watch it, guys. I gotta put it in groovy. I gotta put it in groovy, guys. Yeah, gotta do that. Let me know what you guys think of When Evil Lurks. Now, I'm also gonna take a look at some of these other placings here. Um, in groovy, we have Saw 3, Creepshow 2. Yeah, I think these work pretty good. Late Night with the Devil was so good, man. It was so good. Fright Night is so good. Saint Maud, I had so much fun with it. Actually, I think that the groovy section is correct. Insidious was just so good, man. I love that film so much, but I can't move it up to cream. Us, I had fun with. I know there's flaws in it, but it just took me on a ride. I think, yeah, I think groovy is all set. I think this looks like how I want to look at it. Let me look at the cream again. You know, and Coriander would probably kill me if she was on the panel right now. I'm gonna make another choice here. I think I'm gonna move Evil Dead 2 down. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot of fun with Evil Dead 2. I really do. But is it at the level of The Lost Boys and The Conjuring? Yeah, we gotta move it, man. Tell me what you guys think. We're putting Evil Dead 2, pun intended, to groovy. All right, so at the top of the list, man, we got Dream Warriors, Day of the Dead, The Conjuring, The Lost Boys, and The Bride of Frankenstein. All right, now let's see what we got going on in the chat here, man. Oh, Neil saying Immaculate is groovy. Jeremy's going with groovy. Okay, so you guys want it in groovy. Wow, okay. Let's see. What else? What else? Julie is saying it was meh. Russell says it was meh. Yeah, Neil. When Evil Lurks was messed up, bro. Whew. Much appreciated, and I agree, Herbert. 2018 did the same thing for slashers that 78 did. Yeah, there's no doubt. It showed that these you know, old school franchises, these 30, 40, 50-year-old franchises could still do well at the box office and garner a new audience, a younger audience. So, yeah. Late Night definitely had great atmosphere. No doubt. Ooh, so Troy's saying When Evil Lurks is the cream, one of the top 3 horror movies in the past 10, if not more years. Ooh. Oh my God. Let me now listen. And I loved it. I loved it. I'll tell you this, Troy. I will not disagree with you. It was fantastic, but I've only seen it once. To be fair, I've only seen it once. And, you know, obviously for anyone that's seen the movie, you know, there's a lot to take in. I don't know. I don't know if I'd put it in the cream, but it is damn good. But I've only seen it once. So let's park on that. Let's park on that. And Rory saying, I think I've just joined the channel using Julie's link. I don't see it yet. Let me know, Rory, what it says, or tell us what tier that you chose, because it's not showing up. Sometimes StreamYard doesn't show up. It has a lag, but let us know, you know, what you see on the screen when you did it or whatever. And Julie, if you could just keep an eye on that, let us know what's going on with that. I don't see it popping up yet, though. I don't see it popping up yet. But when it does, if it does, we'll definitely have a notification. I can put it up on the screen. Let's see. Let's see. Jeremy says, no, not Evil Dead 2. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, Super Tedder saying it's the cream too. Troy saying it's definitely better than The Conjuring. Now, wait a minute now. Oh, here we go. The Conjuring is so good, man. For me, now I'm just talking about my opinion, and I've talked about it on the channel a lot. When you think about the cinematography, the music, the acting, the level of acting, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson alone, you know, but you also had Lily Taylor, you know, it was it was some great acting, some great scares, practical effects were good. Come on, man. Is put it this way, Troy, where does The Conjuring belong? I think it ushered in kind of a new phase of horror. Like people started to like it felt like people started to, and I've talked about this a lot, so I'm rehashing things I've said before, but just to say it for you guys that are new to the channel, I think it really opened the door and was like a new phase of horror where people respected horror a lot more. You had, better caliber of actors in a lot of these films. It felt like James Wan, I think that's kind of where it's not peak James Wan, but I mean, he was just on all cylinders, man. So Conjuring to me has to be Cream. Let's talk about that specifically. Does The Conjuring belong in Cream? Let's talk about that. Um, Neil said if you watch Evil Dead 2 in a certain state of mind, it's Cream. That's true, man. That's true. Oliver saying any Saw movie is groovy to me except 3D, Jigsaw, and Spiral. Ooh, Oliver. That's interesting you said that. Now, Oliver, as you know, I'm a huge Saw fan. We got something special coming up. That's all I'm gonna say as a tease that you'll love as a fan of Saw. Um, but I had some fun with Spiral. That'd be a fun conversation to have, man. I had some fun with Spiral. Let's see. And I know Julie's also a huge Saw fan. Yeah, 3D is my guilty pleasure because of Hoffman. Everything else trash. There you go. Hoffman is the man. Julie, we're big Hoffman fans. That's right. Neil saying, first time I watched When Evil Lurks, I think I set a record for looking at my cat and saying, what the fuck just happened? Oh my God. Yeah. Julie saying, I don't see it in the chat yet, Rory. Yeah, I don't see it yet that you're joined, but let us know how it's going, Rory. We might be able to help you. Herbert saying, love The Conjuring. Oliver saying, any movie by James Wan and Lee Winnell is cream. Yeah, man, I think they're just fantastic. They're just fantastic. Let's see. Now, here we go. Troy saying, personally, Conjuring is meh. Wow, really? Really? I'd go as high as groovy for part 2 though. Yeah, I think part 2 had a lot of great stuff in it. I kinda I've never ranked the Conjuring franchise or the Conjuring universe. That might be something I should do. Being a fan of so many of the films. I just feel like that first listen, just to tell the story. When I first saw The Conjuring and seeing it in the theater, I didn't know what I was going to be getting. I didn't know what to expect. And I was just so impressed by the fact that it was a modern film that had like old school vibes. You know, like there wasn't 1,000 gallons of blood and gore. There weren't, to me, there weren't any cheap scares. They were organic. It felt like a movie that was from the 70s. And of course, the time period that it takes place in, was that it just felt like it was something I hadn't seen in a long time. Just the aesthetic of it and the quality, and the level of scares. It had some genuine good scares, good acting, all of that stuff, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I could ever, for me personally, put it in meh because I loved it so much, man. I really did. Oliver saying, I want Hoffman versus Gordon. Yes. Right? Yes. I don't know if we're going to get it, but that would be awesome. Rory saying, oh, it's still on my old card. I'll sort it out in the morning, so I'll be joined in time for Black Christmas stream. Apologies. I'll sort it. Hey, no problem at all. And much appreciated for the support, even considering the support. Again, it helps us out a lot. So thank you so much. And yeah, that'll be great. When we see you, I'll probably be communicating with members tomorrow afternoon. So you'll see that as a notification that goes exclusively only to members. But like I said, we communicate and talk, and um, it's cool. It's cool stuff. Okay. Okay, now Troy, this is good. Thank you for doing this because I was just going to ask you, saying it's just not my favorite subgenre. The series and Insidious just kind of bore me. I can see the quality on screen. It just doesn't do it for me. Okay, now I get it. Yep, I understand now. For me, and I think part of it for me is like growing up. those types of films, the haunted house films, ghost films, and obviously The Conjuring has possession aspects in it, which I thought they did really well, and that's well-worn territory. So for me anyways, to be successful with that aspect of the film was a huge win. But it's not for everyone. Very true. But for me, growing up with so many films that I enjoyed of that ilk, like Amityville, um, The Shining, stuff like that, The Changeling, I just love those types of films, and the ones that are well done, they stick with me. So now I understand where you're coming from. I understand. Very, very cool. Okay, next up on this list, man, we've got Terrifier 3. Guys, let me know what you think. Now, I know a lot of people have issues with the Terrifier films. I personally, I can have fun with them. I did see 2 and 3 in the theater, and I'm gonna tell you what, man, some of the stuff they were doing was it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I had fun with it. I think it's if nothing else, I think it's cool to see a villain, a horror villain, Art the Clown, being born right before our very eyes. We're in this process. There's a lot of people that were too young or not even born to see, Michael and Jason, and other icons, Leatherface back in 73. Neil, correct me on that if I'm not right. TCM. Um, but we're here for Art the Clown, and I think he's going to be around for a long time. And the way that they were able to do it, independent style, crowdfunding, much respect to Damian Leone. I mean, to basically do it all, including the practical effects. So I'm ranting. So you guys probably have figured this out. I got to put it in groovy. I'm going to put it in groovy. I think there's a lot of great stuff in it. I know, there's for a lot of people, the gore hounds, they love it, but people that aren't big into gore don't. Um, I can take it either way. If it's a good movie and it's got a lot of gore, I can enjoy it. If it's a movie that doesn't have any gore at all, I can enjoy it. So Terrifier 3 is going into groovy. Let me know what you guys think. Next up, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. To me, had some fun moments. I can have fun with it, but I don't watch it a lot at all. I think it was inferior to the first film. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this new film now that Jennifer Love Hewitt is on board. I'll definitely be checking it out, obviously, because I'm a fan of the original and that time period of slasher films that were trying to, come out of the shadow of Scream, basically. But for this, I gotta put it in meh. I gotta put it in meh. I just don't watch it. I don't hate it, but I just don't watch it. The Final Destination, guys. Here we go. Now, look, I'm gonna shuffle this around a little bit. There's a reason I'm doing that. The Final Destination. This is a film that, and I love the Final Destination franchise. I really do, and I think all 5 films are good. This one included, but and I've only ranked the franchise once a long time ago, but this is easily in last place for me. Like easily, like top to bottom, whether it's the opening accident that happens, the cast, the leads, all of it. I just think that it's just not at the same level of the other 4. It's still watchable, and I can still watch it and say, "Hey man, there's some good moments." But yeah, this is gonna go Ah, I'm gonna put it in meh. I'm gonna put it in meh. That's what I'm gonna do, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me catch up to you guys too. Let's see. And I'm way behind. Let's see. Russell saying only seen 1 and 2. I think you mean Terrifier. Let's see. You know what, guys? Let me do this too, just for the fun of it. I'm gonna put some music on, man. Let me know if that number one, if you can hear it. If it's too loud, too low, if it's like, you know, Got the vibes? Let me know, guys. Okay. Herbert saying the Amityville house is the reason I'm a horror nerd today. Well, there you go. Yeah. And I love the original film. The remake was good too. It was good too. Let me know what you guys think of that. Mr. Rick saying, I say Terrifier 3 groovy, but 2 the cream. Okay, so the second one is your favorite. Okay. Yeah, I think 3, like I said, for me, 3 is groovy. So I can be comfortable with that. Oliver saying, I can't watch the Terrifier movies. People say Saw is torture porn. That franchise takes the cake for me. I just can't watch it. Now that is interesting, man, because yeah, people, they really put that label on the Saw films. And to me, the Saw films are so much more than quote unquote torture porn, you know, because you've got these big interrelated stories that are being told, this mystery, these puzzle pieces that are being put together. And really the traps, they're a small percentage of the movies, even as they went along and the traps became more outlandish. Terrifier, on the other hand, is torture porn. You know, that's what it's all about, is the kills and the gore. So that's how I look at it. And they're tough. They're tough to watch if you're not a fan of those things. So I definitely understand, man. Okay, let's see. Jeremy saying, I'm not crazy about summer either night. Oh, I still know what you did last summer. Yeah, it just wasn't, like I said, I don't watch it a lot. I just don't. Yeah, that's right. Damien Leone said his mother is a horror fan and named him after Damien from The Omen. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. And Julie says the Final Destination, thumbs down. Boo. Julie. Oh man. I wish I could hear your thoughts on it. Julie, let's do that at some point, because I've been waiting, or wanting, I should say, to talk about the Final Destination films, especially with 6 on the horizon. And yeah, at some point I got to talk about them a little bit. But Julie, should it be lower? Is that what you're saying? Should it be lower than meh? Let me know. Oliver saying the Final Destination blew my mind just because of the ending. Yeah, the ending was pretty good. Yeah, I'll agree with that. There was just other stuff in it that was kind of like, eh. Neil said, Night, just go ahead and put Tenebrae at the very top. Hey, you know it, man. You know I love that movie. I love it. Scott saying, got any Slayer? You know, it's funny. I actually did put, or I tried to put some popular music on here, like covers of them, and I did have some Metallica. But if I even played any of it, YouTube would automatically ding us, which it sucks. But you know, what can you do? Let's see. Carver was a great horror film. Thanksgiving? I enjoyed it. I really did. Troy saying, I still know is second to last tier. The OG is meh, being nice, and the sequel is inferior. Sequel is inferior. So you think we should go to second to last tier? That's interesting. Not, you know what? I'm going to agree with you on that, Troy. Let's go to not digging it, because I'm not digging it. I'm not. I can watch it, but I can't even tell you how many times I've ever said, hey, let me watch that movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm agreeing with you, man. Good call. Bold move, man. Julie saying the amount of times I've tried to convince people that Saw is so much more than people think. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Let's see. What else? Russell saying, is that the Final Destination with the theater? Yeah, at the end. Yes. Yep. Julie saying, I think it should be not digging it. The opening disaster embarrassed me. Some of the stuff you say, it embarrassed me. Okay, I'll agree with that. Let's go to not digging it for the Final Destination. Let's go there. Because I do have a lot of issues with it. I really do. Jeremy saying Trick or Treat is my favorite anthology. Trick or Treat is amazing. We had so much fun when we did that on Battle World. We did that versus, oh my gosh, I can't remember, but we did that maybe about 8 months ago. Check out the Battle World playlist, Jeremy. I think you'll enjoy it because we had Trick or Treat as one of the contestants. Final Destination 5 was so much better. It really was. I agree. Yep. Rick saying, I always know what you did last summer is the cream. I'm just kidding. Right? Yeah. Rod saying the copyright strikes come fast with the music. It does. It does, man. I wish I could play. As a matter of fact, I've talked about this with Coriander so many times because, as you guys know, music, you know, it's a fantastic medium, just like movies or TV. And there's also a lot of, you know, interrelated stuff, you know, like soundtracks of films. And I've wanted to do that so long, but obviously you can't. There was a time when I was talking to Coriander and I said, maybe it's something that we can do as an exclusive thing, you know, because there are sometimes with our Patreon and channel members that we stream and it's not on YouTube, so we can get away with a lot of stuff. And we haven't done that in a little while, but I don't know if enough people will be big into talking music. We've tried to do it a few times. If you guys, and I don't think any of you except for maybe Neil, maybe Russell, been around long enough, but we did our top 80s rock, 90s rock. I think we did 2000s as well. But we just, you know, YouTube is messed up. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Okay. We're at 27 likes. Can we get to 30? Right? Yeah, that would be nice. If you guys haven't hit the like button, please do. All right. Man, Julie, you're so fast. She's got the link for Battle World. Wow, thank you. Troy saying, is it part 4 or 5 with the gymnastics scene? Either way, that's a cream scene in a meh movie. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it was 5. It was 5, and it was fantastic. I still like, you know, get a few goosebumps on that scene because it plays with your timing. Because at first you think she's gonna step on that tack or a nail or whatever, and man, when it finally happens, it's like, oh my god. Ooh. Yeah, definitely. Part 5, absolutely. Russell saying never seen the Final Destination films. Russell, you should check those out. I think you'd enjoy them. Yeah. Rory saying, love Art the Clown. My ex was terrified of them, so now my staircase has a giant part 3 poster. There you go. That's awesome. All right, guys, next up, Stephen King's The Dead Zone. Old school time. It's a good film, man. Christopher Walken, Stephen King, directed by, it is Cronenberg. I'm pretty sure it's Cronenberg. I really enjoy that film. It's old school. I remember when I first saw it as a kid. I'm going to go with groovy, man. I really enjoy that. Has anybody here, and I know a couple of you have, like Neil, have you seen The Dead Zone? Let me know what you think. 28 days later, guys. 28 days later. We just had a Battle World on Sunday night. It was bonkers. We had 28 days later versus Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. It went down to the wire. The chat was divided. It was pretty much 50-50 in the chat. 28 days later is fantastic, guys. And I'm telling you what, you know what I'm thinking. This movie is so freaking good. You know what? Talk me out of it, guys. I'm putting it in the cream. Talk me out of it. You might be able to talk me out of it. I'm going to the cream. It's just got so many great things. It's got so many great things, man. Let's see. The gymnastics scene is nuts, Russell. It is. Let's see. This is so true, man. Anytime I see a log truck, I get out of the way, bro. And it's because of Final Destination 2. Yeah. Scott saying The Dead Zone is very groovy. All right, we got some love for the old school. Very cool, man. Good to see it. Jeremy walking. Russell going with groovy. Paul is going with the cream. Alan saying 28 days is the cream. All right. Very cool. Glad that you think the way I'm thinking, because 28 days is fantastic, man. It really is. Russell also going with the cream. Jeremy saying I need to watch 28 again. Yeah, you should, man. And 28 years, the trailer just dropped the other day. It looks fantastic. To me, 28 days later and 28 weeks later is really good too. It's one of those scenarios that you don't see in horror too often. You had two films that did well in the box office, also critically they did pretty good. Had a fan base, you had a great creative team behind the camera. And they didn't do a third movie. They were talking about 28 months later for years, and it just never happened. And that's so rare in horror, because usually they'll make sequels out of nothing. So yeah. Let's see. Scott saying the classics never go out of fashion. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel. Here we go. Rod saying they were technically zombies. They were just infected. That was the first thing we talked about, because I just wanted to know what people thought. And let me just reiterate. Yes, they were infected. They're technically, well, they are not zombies, okay? But I classified the film in the zombie realm. Just because of all of the structure of it and so forth. So when we talk zombie films, 28 Days Later definitely is a film that I bring up. All right. Let's see. Troy saying, can't quite say Dead Zone is meh, just slips into the groovy. That's fair. And I agree with that, Troy. It's one of those films that, like, I don't rewatch it a lot. Okay. And it's not my favorite Cronenberg film or Stephen King film, an adaptation of his work. But I do enjoy it, and it's one of those movies every once in a while, every whatever many years, I'll watch and just have some fun with it, So much appreciated. I agree with you on that, man. I really do. It's a different approach to the zombie realm. Yeah. I haven't read the book since I was a kid, but I do remember enjoying it, Jeremy. I do remember enjoying it. The Dead Zone. Okay, next up, guys, we have Wrong Turn. Now, listen, for you guys, for the people that have been around for a long time, like Neil and Russell, we had so much fun with Wrong Turn. We did an episode on Slasher Movie Club on it. That was so much fun. We did a watch along of it. That was so much fun. It's a fun movie. It's cheesy. It's got its own cheese to it. The kills, there were some good kills in it. I love when you have a movie that's taking place in the woods. That already gets me hyped up and hopeful. So I'm going to go with groovy. I have fun with Wrong Turn. I really do. I'm going to go with groovy. What do you guys think? Next up is The Exorcist 3. The Exorcist 3. You know what? And I usually don't do this. I usually only do this for super chats. But listen, we're talking about The Exorcist 3. And if you've been around the channel long enough, then you know exactly what I'm about to play. And it just is what it is.
We're fine. Bullshit! No! You son of a bitch! Shut up! Go to your room!
Back the fuck off!
And there you go. And the great George C. Scott in there from Exorcist 3. I love Exorcist 3. I really do. And yes, it's a very common thing now for people to give it its flowers and to talk about how good of a movie it is, even though it's so different from The Exorcist. But hey, it is what it is, man. It truly is a good film that went in a different direction and showed you how you could do that. I got to put it in groovy. I got to put The Exorcist 3 in groovy. It's look, I love it. I really do. There's part of me that's thinking about cream, okay? But I'm going to put The Exorcist 3 in groovy. Okay, Rod saying Wrong Turn is groovy. Russell saying it's the cream. Wow, okay. Mr. Ricketts in the files. There you go. You guys know what's up. You know what? Just because just because you guys, it just makes me laugh so much. Let's get the original one. Here we go.
Here. We're fine. It is not in the file. It is not. You son of a bitch!
There it is, guys. I'm just saying. George C. Scott, fantastic actor. All right. Now, I'm way behind in the chat. I hope I can catch up to you guys. Or at least catch up to some of these comments, because you guys got some good stuff going on here. Let me also say this too, guys. If you haven't already, and I don't know why I didn't even think of this, because sometimes I don't get a chance to catch everyone's comment. I'm going to put in our link to our chat thread, and I think that you guys, or at least some of you guys that, like to talk movies and stuff like that, and sometimes don't get a chance to do a lot of it here, or I don't get to do a lot of it here with you guys will enjoy this. So here's the link. It's on our Patreon. It's basically our chat thread. Throw some comments in there too. If you're not a part of it, definitely consider being a part of it. It is free as well. But that's our link to the chat thread, and we have some fun stuff there, because I'm so far behind in this live stream chat, and I know I'm skipping over some good stuff here, guys, but I'm only one man. I can't get to everyone. All right, Julie, go to your room. That part just trips me out so bad. It really does. We're at 31 likes. Thank you. Hey, Herbert, this is a great point. This is what I'm talking about. I love comments like this, guys. And I can't get to everyone's. So, whether it's on the community tab for members, or on Patreon on our messenger thread, this is good stuff because I can actually take the time to talk about it. But hate to compare, but Wrong Turn reminds me of The Hills Have Eyes and the 1981 slasher Just Before Dawn. Now, Herbert, I know you're new to the channel. We've talked about Just Before Dawn. Nobody knows about that movie, or I should say most people don't. It is such a fantastic film. We talked about it in our series Slasher Movie Club, where we talked about tons of slasher films, especially from the golden age, from that sweet spot, 80 to 85, kind of 79 to 85. Anyways, check out that playlist, man. We did an episode on Just Before Dawn. Such a fun movie, and it's a film. Back to Danielle's comment earlier about Halloween 2, when I said you never know. Just Before Dawn is a great example of a film that Coriander and I were watching, because we watch the movies before we do the live streams to talk about it, to do the deep dive discussion and review. We weren't digging it. It was a Friday night. Truth be told, Friday night, we were, tired, long day. And we put on Just Before Dawn because we knew on Monday night we had to talk about it. And we're watching it, and I think I can't remember if we watched it all or we watched at least like 75% of it. But what I do remember is both of us were not digging it. So I said, man, that kind of is a bummer, because, it's in the woods, it's camping, it had some good moments, some good atmosphere, great possibilities. And I'd also, it was a recommendation I had, because I had seen a couple people talk about it, and I was like, I never seen that movie. And it was in our book, the Slasher Movie Handbook. So long story short, Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, I said to Coriander, let's try it again. Let's watch it again. Obviously we were well rested. It was the early part of our day. We watched it and we loved it. It was such a crazy turnaround. And I said to her, do you feel the same way as me? Like, the first time I just wasn't into it. And I think a big part of that is because we were tired. I was tired, and it was late at night and we had a lot going on. So it proved to me that you can change your viewpoint on movies. And also, if you choose to watch movie, or at least for me, when I choose to watch movies and I'm tired and I have a lot going on during the day, it's probably not the best time to judge a film. So good point, Herbert. Troy saying Wrong Turn is meh compared to the others in the groovy tier. I can't place it alongside those. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, I mean, and this is another part of the tier list that I wanted to think about doing. Of course, this would be multiple parts that we'd have to do. Is to actually kind of rank the films in each tier. I would say, I don't know, man, and I love Creepshow too. I really do, but I enjoy Wrong Turn more than Creepshow too. I really enjoy Creepshow too a lot. And I think, oh shit, you know what else I'm gonna do, guys? I just realized. And listen, my brother Killian would probably be like, "What, bro? I gotta move another one." The Salem's Lot remake had some good moments. It did, and it's not that I hated it, but he recommended it to me. I heard some people saying, it's not all that, and some people like, it was pretty good. He was like, "Bro, you gotta watch it. It was so good, so good." Now, as you guys know, Kill is a couple years. He's my younger brother, so I remember as a kid watching the original Salem's Lot and just being like, all into that and how it affected me and so forth. And I still think it's a fantastic movie by the late great Tobe Hooper. He was younger, so he didn't have that type of connection to the original, which might have skewed maybe both of our perceptions. But either way, I didn't think that Salem's Lot was all that. I'm gonna put that in meh. I'm putting that in meh. Troy, thank you for that, because it made me find Salem's Lot and put it where I think it belongs. Oh man. Rory's saying, me and my podcast wife, Emsday, have been going through all the animal chat movies like Cocaine Bear, Crackoon Birdemic, and Cocaine Crabs from Outer Space. Wow. An interesting few hours spent. I have not Birdemic. I've seen clips of it. I have not seen Cocaine Bear. I've heard different things. Maybe I should watch it. Let me know if I should watch it, Rory. How long have you been doing a podcast? That's pretty cool. Let us know, man. All right. Yeah, one of the greatest jump scares, no doubt, in Exorcist 3. No doubt. Russell saying, have you seen the Guyver movies, Night Watch Zone? Yes. Well, I should say the first one I saw, and that was a long time ago. I've forgotten it, man. But I was really pumped to see it because of the anime. Man, now we're getting into old school stuff. Let me know what you think of it, Russell. Yeah. Scott saying, Knight, have you ever seen a movie called The Final Terror? Yes, that's an oldie. There were, at one point we were thinking of doing that on Slasher Movie Club, but we just never got around to it. And I'm really thinking about, I've had a couple people say we should bring it back. The thing about Slasher Movie Club is we were talking about movies that were so obscure. A lot of people just, they just weren't super interested in it. So it's kind of like, well, we want to do what we want to do, but we want it to be stuff that people enjoy, right? But I was thinking of doing a few episodes sporadically here and there, because there's still a couple of films that I'd love to talk about and just take the chance. If people want to watch it, they will. If they don't, they don't. But The Final Terror could be one of those, Scott. So keep that on your radar. Yeah. Jeremy saying Salem's Lot was better than I expected. Yeah, I think so. It was better than, well, put it this way, it was better than what I had been hearing, because I heard some people say it was horrible, so yeah, it is what it is. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got here. We've got the OG It, Tim Curry. You guys know I'm a huge fan of this movie, and I love Tim Curry. This has to go to Groovy, guys. It has to. I can't lie. There's no lying here. Let me know what you guys think about the OG It. I know that a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there are people that are not big on it. And speaking of which, I just realized chapter 1 is in meh. I gotta put that to Groovy. What is going on here? Come on, guys. You gotta let me know what's going on. No, I'm just playing. I didn't see it. It's got to go to Groovy. chapter 1 I thought was very effective. Chapter 2 wasn't as good. Should have been, could have been. But then again, I think that part of the story loses a little bite because now you've got adults, right? Let me know what you guys think. Should both versions of it be in Groovy? And if not, why? Now we've got the final conflict, The Omen 3. Now let me just say this, and Coriander would probably throw a shoe at me. I'm gonna put it in meh. It had some decent stuff in it. I love Sam Neill, as an adult Damien, but I don't think it's as good as 1 or 2. I really, really don't. So I'm gonna go with meh. Next up, now this is where we're going, guys. The First Omen. Now, first of all, let me just say I really loved this film. We saw it in the theaters. Man, some of the stuff they were doing in there, I was like, wow. It had great atmosphere, and it's so, obviously there's a lot of parallels between this and Immaculate, and I think this was a better version of Immaculate. Some of the things that Immaculate was trying to do. That's not to say that Immaculate wasn't good, because I think it was good in its own way. It had really dark atmosphere. And also the movie was dark. There was a lot of dark scenes where you're like trying to see what the hell's going on. I don't know if that was just a stylistic choice for Immaculate, but I think the First Omen was better. And I've talked about it. I did a review on it a while back, and it was one of my favorite horror films of the year. So I'm going with Groovy on that one. Let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Let me back up a little bit. Paul is saying Groovy. Okay. Russell saying I enjoyed the first Guyver because of Mark Hamill, but part 2 is fun. Okay, I gotta check up on it because I haven't. Man, it's been so long since I've seen those films. But yeah, the first one with Mark Hamill, definitely a lot of fun. The Others was great, Russell. I love that film. I love it. Scott saying OG It is definitely groovy. Tim Curry is the face of Nightmare Fuel. I like that. And I agree. The face of Nightmare Fuel. I like that, Scott. That was good. Jeremy saying I haven't been crazy about any of the It movies. No tomatoes, please. Hey, it's okay, man. It's okay. Not everyone is big on, any movie. Some people are, they have a fear of clowns. For some people, it doesn't scare them in any way, shape, or form. So, let's see. Dirk saying a really cool sci-fi horror from the 80s that needs a remake is Altered States. Seen it? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, Dirk, I've got a video where we talked about the best horror films from the 80s, and I can't remember what year Altered States came in. I think it was it 81? Anyways, whatever year it was, we did a video on it. We did 80, 81, 82, and 83. So check that out. It was a really cool conversation, and Altered States definitely, underrated. Julie saying both versions of It is in Groovy. It Chapter 2 was the biggest disappointment of my life. Wow. Biggest disappointment of my life. Oh, man. But yeah, I think both of them have to be groovy. Scott saying The Omen 3 is groovy, but you're right, it's not as good as 1 or 2. Yeah, and it's funny, Scott, because when I made this tier list, I put together a whole bunch of movies that covered all these decades, and I thought that was, would be really cool. And interestingly enough, I was rewatching Omen 3, The Final Conflict, just, I think 2 weeks ago, right before I did the first part of this. And actually I have to finish it. I had run out of time and so forth. But anyways, it's got its moments, but I don't know if I can put it in groovy, man. I definitely can't put it in groovy compared to the other ones in groovy. But I don't hate it. It's actually a weird position that it's in. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to watch an Omen film, it's not the one I choose. But if I watch it, I can have fun with it, if that makes any sense. The first Omen was surprisingly good, definitely groovy. Yes. Ooh, Super Tender saying I started the first Omen. I got bored and didn't finish it. Ooh, okay. Man, you gotta finish it, man. I just want to know what you think. Yeah. I thought it was so good. I really did. Rod saying I watched Altered States on acid in my teens. that's that's the way to watch it, right? It's a crazy film without any help. That's so funny. Scott said if you haven't seen it, Night, you should watch D. Snyder's Strangeland. Very fun late 90s slasher film. Yes, I have seen it. I remember when I first saw it, man. It was one of those movies that I didn't really know anything about. I think it was on cable. I can't remember, but I remember when I first saw it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It's funny because Coriander loves that movie. She's been trying to get that movie on Battle World for like the last 8 months. We're trying to find a film that we can match it up with. But yeah, it was fun. I haven't seen it in a while, though. So I got to catch up with it. Next up is Abigail, guys. Abigail. Now, geez, was this a divisive film? It didn't do well in the box office. Radio Silence, coming off of their Scream films and Ready or Not, which I think Ready or Not is fantastic. And I think Abigail had a lot of that energy. I enjoyed the hell out of it, to be honest with you guys. I thought Melissa was great in it. I thought that it was a lot of nice gore, not as much as I wanted for sure, and so that's kind of a flaw. But what we did get, I thought was nice. I had fun with it. It made me laugh, and so forth. So, what do you guys think? This will be one that we'll try to get a sense of what you guys think. Where should Abigail go? Let's see. And hey, man, I got 2 dead zones in here. That's crazy. What's up with that? I'm feeling like I want to put Abigail in groovy. Because when I say it's just meh, for me, that means I can take it or leave it. And I definitely enjoy Abigail more than The Final Conflict or Salem's Lot or even Jason Takes Vancouver. Any of those films, I enjoy it more. So I'm going with groovy, man. You guys let me know what you think. I haven't had a chance to really talk about Abigail much on the channel. But I do know there's a lot of folks that love it, and I know that there's some folks that weren't big on it. Let's see. Yeah. Russell, you're too funny, man. Scott saying, do it, Night. Strangeland on Battle World. Well, we have to figure out what we're going to do against it. That's what we got to figure out, right? There's a couple possibilities. Let me know what you think, Scott. Jeremy saying Abigail rules. Russell saying it's the cream. Okay. Ready or Not rules more. I agree with that. Ready or Not, I do enjoy that more than Abigail. Ready or Not was awesome. Russell saying it's meh. Super Tender saying it's fun, it's groovy. Mr. Rick saying it's groovy. Okay, so it looks like we're there. Rory saying you got to watch it. It's just silly but fun. Last night we watched Red about the zombie kangaroo. What? Been padding for a few years now. Oh, potting for a few years now. That's awesome, man. That's really cool. It's interesting because I do a lot of driving. So for me, my perception of content, like I listen to podcasts and also live streams, especially, like I'll listen to them obviously because I'm driving, but live streams work really well while I'm driving or even at work at night, if I need something on. So yeah, much respect, man. Podcasting isn't easy either. So much respect to you. Jeremy's saying Ready or Not has one of my favorite endings of all time. It was a great ending. It really, really was. Okay, next up, we've got Rabid. We're going old school. Does anybody know what Rabid is? David Cronenberg, bro. And it's early Cronenberg. Now, and I enjoy it a lot. This is tough. because I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with meh. I think I'm gonna go with meh. I don't always, this is not a movie that I say, hey, let's watch it. Every once in a while, I'll kind of, catch up with it. It's got some good stuff in it, though. I'm kind of torn between groovy and meh. It's like if there was a category between the two, that's exactly where it would go. That's exactly where it would go. Next up, Children of the Corn. Outlander. We have your woman. Old school. Another old school Stephen King adaptation. Linda Hamilton. If you've been around, guys, Linda Hamilton is one of my favorites of all time. But I don't know, man. I haven't seen it in a while. Listen, I guess this is a good example of a movie. Like when I was a kid, I had a pretty good attachment to it. As I got older, I lost that attachment. I saw some of the things that were kind of like, that's okay. Let me think about that for a second. And Mr. Rick saying never seen. Yeah, Rabid. Rabid. Maybe I made it sound like rabbit. Rabbit, because it's kind of like an infection movie. Well, it is. And it's interesting. If you like old school stuff or David Cronenberg, it's early Cronenberg. So I'd say check it out. It has a remake as well. I haven't seen the remake. And Russell was saying the remake is fun. Yeah. Neil saying it's like Cronenberg's second film after Shivers, I think. Yeah. Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think it is his second film. And it's not bad. Neil, where would you put it? I'd love to know where you'd put Rabbit. Like, it's not bad, and I do like it, but it's not a movie I go to often. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not putting it in groovy. But if there was a category between meh and groovy, I'd probably put it there. Russell is saying Strangeland versus Halloween 78. What? Strangeland would lose. Yeah, Scott, I agree. It would lose. It would lose royally. I don't know. It might have a couple of categories it could try to win, but yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know if that would be a good matchup. Unless you guys just want to hear us gush about 78, which I don't mind doing. Scott saying Children of the Corn is meh at best. Jeremy on the same page, a great score and nothing else. Yeah. Rod saying the same thing. Yep. We have your woman. Yep. Nightbreed is fantastic. It's a hidden gem. We talked about that as well. Guys, and again, we've talked about a lot of movies on this channel over the years. But yeah, we had a great deep dive discussion on Nightbreed. That was a fun one. He said, I'm sorry it's late. I thought you said rabbit. Yeah, it's okay, man. Who knows? I might have. Jeremy said, I thought he said rabbit too. Oh, man. All right. So look, guys, let's do a couple more. I knew that we wouldn't get through them all, but we did get through quite a bit of them tonight, and also the rearranging. Next up, so Children of the Corn, we're going with meh. Let's just do that. Look, guys, next up is the greatest film of all time, Jaws: The Revenge. Look, guys, Jaws 4 is so no, I'm lying. Jaws 4 is horrible. It is so bad. So there's no doubt it has to go in the bottom. It's too bad. Oh my God. I could rant on that for so long, but I won't. Neil saying I'd put Rabbit at the low end of groovy. It's not top tier Cronenberg, but it's better than meh. Bro, telling you, I can't necessarily disagree, but I'm just, maybe I gotta rewatch it again. I mean, I've seen it, quite a few times over the years since I was a kid. I don't know, man. We'll have to talk about that because obviously we're not done with this. Keep that in mind, Neil. You might change my mind on that because, it is a good movie. It's tough, man. It's tough. That's what makes these fun, though. That's tough. Julie. Jaws 4 terrified me with the opening scene, though. Ew. Yeah, maybe that's the only good thing about it. Jeremy saying my brother truly takes Jaws 4 personally. Wow. Okay. God. F Jaws the Revenge till it bleeds. Easily the worst movie I've ever seen, and I've seen Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, it is worse than Resurrection. There's no doubt about that. I agree. There's no doubt. Russell saying it's terrible. It is. It is, man. All right, next up. Now this will be an interesting one. And I wish my buddy Steven was here and JT and some other folks. So next up, we've got Pet Sematary Bloodlines. First of all, did anyone see that? I know so many people didn't, and I know that a lot of people weren't big on it whatsoever. Let me know in the chat if you guys have seen it and what you think and maybe where it should go, because this might be a hot take. It might be a hot take. I didn't hate it. As a matter of fact, and maybe it was because we did it as a watch party. I've only seen it once. We did it as a watch party. My expectations were super low. I think JT had picked it, and when he said, "Hey, let's watch Bloodlines," because it was I think it was free on streaming. I think it was on Paramount Plus. I can't remember. But anyways, when he said, "Let's do that one," I was like, "Oh no, oh God," just because of what I had heard. Plus, it can be very difficult to do a movie like that to Pet Cemeteries, especially, the story. But watching it, I didn't hate it. I actually thought some of it was all right. Seriously. I mean, Julie saying, I listened to you guys' watch party of Bloodlines, but I didn't watch the movie. What does that emoji mean? Julie, you're like the queen of emojis. Like, you got to teach me more about emojis, because you come up with some that I'm just like, what? Let me know what that means. I'm curious now. What did you think of our conversation, Julie? Put it this way, did it make you want to watch it? Because I gotta admit, I was so surprised. Let's see. Jeremy saying Cody said it sucks I didn't watch it. Oh, Pet Sematary Bloodlines. Yeah, I know he didn't like it, man. Matter of fact, he was one of the people I had heard it was so bad. And I was like, But I'm just being honest, guys. I mean, hey, look, everybody likes something. It wasn't bad to me. It wasn't great, and it was nowhere near the level of Pet Sematary. That's for sure. And I don't think it's a great movie, but I didn't hate it. Mr. Rick saying, I loved Jaws 4. I love Jaws 4. Wow, I'm being serious because it's just silly and stupid. I don't watch it because of the Jaws movie. I watch it because it's a goofy movie. Now, that's a great point to make, man, because sometimes people, we just want to watch something that is just crazy and it's stupid and we can just have fun with it. That's a great point. So I can understand it. Rory's saying Abigail is meh, definitely. Ooh, wow. Super Tenor, not a fan of Bloodlines. Okay. Rod saying I haven't seen it yet, not because I don't want to, just haven't had the time when it's available. Okay. Russell saying it's fun if you watch Pet Sematary Bloodlines with other people, but it's meh. Maybe that's what it was, because we watched it as a group. Maybe that's what made it somewhat enjoyable. And I don't want to even say somewhat. We had fun with it. Julie saying it's a little sun peeking through the clouds because I'm embarrassed I didn't watch the movie. Oh, a little sun peeking through the clouds. Okay. Oh, I guess I see it now. Okay. You're teaching me stuff, man. Very cool. Thank you, Julie. Saying I'm sorry it didn't make me want to watch it, but maybe someday. Okay. Hey, no problem at all. I was just curious because I can't remember our conversation about it, but I do remember thinking, man, I'm so surprised that this isn't like a crap show, on the level of Jaws 4. You know what I'm saying? Rod saying different strokes for different folks. I don't get into found footage, but it doesn't mean other people can't enjoy it. Well said, and so true. So true. Everybody likes something. And for me, when people say, like I said, if you love Jaws 4, hey, that's awesome. I don't, but I can see it being fun as far as making fun of it. And sometimes a bad movie can be fun to watch. So, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Julie. Sometimes it just, things speak to you. JPEG in the house. What's up? Good to see you. And again, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. It helps us out. It helps us out. Okay, we're gonna go a couple more here, and then we're gonna get ready to wind down. So Bloodlines, I'm gonna put it at meh. I'm gonna put it at meh. I watched it the one time, haven't watched it since. I didn't hate it. Let me move these red posters away from each other. I didn't hate it. It wasn't great, but I didn't hate it. Who knows? Ghost Ship, guys. Ghost Ship. Wow. I haven't seen it in years. And I mean years. And I just remember thinking, man, this isn't that great. The opening was really good. And I still remember that. And a lot of people, they love that opening. So I'm going to put not digging it for Ghost Ship. Okay, and I think this will be the last one we do tonight, and we can, kind of talk about this for a little bit before we sign off. Tenebrae. Who in this chat has seen Tenebrae, and what do you think of it? Where should it go? I'm just really curious. Tenebrae. If you're a fan of Italian horror, this is one of those movies you got to see. And I know a lot of folks aren't big into that. We talked about it on Slasher Movie Club. We talked about a lot of foreign horror, especially Italian horror. And needless to say, we had fun talking about it, and we have fun watching it. You guys probably know, or probably guessing where I'm going to put it, but I just want to know what you guys think of it. Yeah, Neil, I know you've seen it. He's like, I think I've seen it. There you go. Let's see. We're at 33 likes. Okay. Very cool. Let's see. I just want to catch up. Yeah. Ghost Ship is groovy. Russell says it's groovy. Wow. And I said this, I think we were talking, it came up the other day, and I said, man, I got to watch it again because some people are saying they really love it. Mr. Rick saying Ghost Ship is the movie with the actress from ER in it, correct? Yeah, Julie, is it Julie Margolis? I can't remember, but yeah, you're right. Rod saying Ghost Ship is all right as a beginner horror, but it's meh. That's a good way to put it. I could agree with that. If you're a young kid getting into horror, it's not a bad movie to start off with. Herbert saying it was okay. Okay. Hey, we got Rachel in the house. What's up, Rachel? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're winding down here. I've altered this list a little bit, and Rachel, I know Rachel's probably like, what did you do? Julie saying still haven't seen Tenebrae. Yeah, that's one to put on the list, Julie. I think so. I think you should put it on the list. JPEG saying might need to Google that film Tenebrae. Yeah, it's old school. Again, foreign horror. I'm a big fan of foreign horror. There's so many good films, that you can discover. And I've discovered quite a bit too in the last couple of years. Doing YouTube has really opened up my mind to a lot of films that I maybe missed growing up or when I was starting off watching horror movies as a kid, Let's see. Ghost Ship should be higher. Rachel saying it should be higher. Ooh, okay. Russell saying Tenebrae's groovy. Okay. Yes, Paula. Yeah, it was. Yeah, from ER. Neil saying, I mean, it's not Deep Red or Suspiria, but it's pretty awesome in my book. Yeah, I agree with that. Man, yeah, if I had to rank the three, I'd have to think about it for a little bit, but all three are great films. Yep. Let's see. And hey, we got Russell said Rachel understands about Ghost Ship. And Rachel just gifted 5 memberships, guys. Thank you so much, Rachel. That is so cool of you. Seriously, we've got some new folks on board. The David Bowie fan, Martin, Grizzly, William, Stoner with an extra R. You guys are new. Thank you. Thank you, Rachel. We appreciate you so much. And for you guys that got the gifted membership, give some love to Rachel. It's such a kind thing to do, to gift it out to you guys. You guys now have access to private streams that we do, private watch parties. You get better access, of communication with me. You guys will be notified of things earlier. We have some special content that is only for members and so forth. So, and it really helps to support the channel. And you can do it for the cost of a coffee per month, and I definitely think what we do here, this community, all you guys are fantastic, and so many people that have found friendships and so forth. I definitely think what we do here is worth the cost of a coffee a month. Lord knows I spend a lot of money in coffee every month. So Rachel, seriously, thank you so much. Let's do a clip. Let's do a clip for Rachel. Let's go back to one of the ones that I enjoy a lot, and put those emojis up if you're a member. You know who it is. Here we go.
But Wilder, you created a monster, and they call him Frankenstein. And the tavern down the street is a laboratory where he makes the transformation all the time.
There it is. Rachel, seriously, thank you so much for the support. You're always awesome. And I really appreciate it. I really do. Okay. Let's see what else. Now we're winding down here, guys. So Tenebrae is still the one we're gonna figure out here. I really love it. And I'm just trying to see how many other people have seen it. I'm just curious. All right. Well, if you haven't seen it, you should. You really should. Hey, we got Bored Now in the house. What's up? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. And by the way, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. Also, guys, like we mentioned early in the stream, I know some of you guys are coming here recently, but we dropped our Why You Hate episode today, Resident Evil Apocalypse. Please check that out, guys. Please, it would really help out a lot. Check it out, give it a like if you like it, but hopefully you do, and leave a comment. It would really help out quite a bit. Okay, Scott calling tonight. I get it, man. We're running late. I'm gonna get ready to wind this up too. Saying always a pleasure. Have a good night, everyone. You too, man. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. And Rachel saying, yeah, go Sly. I know. Don't quit your day job. Oh yeah, it's great, man. Yes, exactly. Hit the notifications, man. It helps us out so much, guys. It really does. And allows us to keep doing streams like this, which let me ask you guys this. Did you have fun? I really did. This was a much more laid back stream, hanging out, but also getting a chance to talk with you guys a lot more than usual. Because usually if we have a specific topic and we have a certain amount of time to do it, I can't talk to everyone as much as I would like to. So I think that this was really cool. So let me know if you guys enjoyed it as well. If you did, and we'll see how this does in the replay and for the rest of our community. Maybe we'll do some more of these, because this was actually a lot of fun for me personally. Julie, thank you for putting the link in for the Why You Hate playlist. Guys, seriously, and I know I've said it a couple times, but it's because of just the weight of it, but it helps out a lot, checking out those videos being uploads. It really helps the channel. Just getting that awareness on the algorithm on YouTube. But yeah, I put a lot of time into those videos. So if you haven't checked out Resident Evil Apocalypse that just dropped today, please check it out, guys. Pass it on to other folks on your social medias. That would be very helpful. If you haven't seen all of the episodes in the playlist, I think we're at 22 episodes now, which it blows my mind to think about the amount of hours put into doing this series. But check out some of those videos you haven't seen before, or maybe check them out again. It helps out a lot. It really does. Neil saying Tenebrae goes to the top and everyone needs to see it. I agree with you. I agree. So let's go. Let's put Tenebrae up in the cream. I agree, man. I agree. Board now saying, I thought Knight already did this the other week, or is this part 2? This is part 2. And I also adjusted what we did in part 1. So this is more my version or vision of it, I should say. Yeah. Okay, and Julie, thank you for reminding people. Thursday night, we're going to be back hanging out, Slayfest 2, watching Black Christmas, the OG, an absolute classic. A classic. JPEG saying hard work pays off for real. It does, man, and there's no doubt. I mean, it's not to, pat my back or anything like that, but yeah, those videos, man, they are a bear. They're so much fun to do, but the editing of it and putting it together, it's a long time. It really is. So if you guys are able to watch those episodes and comment and share them out and stuff like that, it's all those little things help. It really does. And it allows me to do more of them. And I have a huge list of episodes I want to do. So I'm really trying to, to elevate a lot more. So Rachel saying, ooh, I love Black Christmas. Yes, absolutely. So look, this is what we got on the list. The last place tier, the horrible tier, the too bad tier, we've got American Werewolf in Paris, Skinamarink, and Jaws 4, Jaws the Revenge. Not digging it, second to last tier, we've got Ghost Ship, we've got The Final Destination, which was the 4th Final Destination film, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. In the meh category, and this is, of course, some controversial ones, maybe, we've got The Visit, Hellraiser 3, Jason Takes Vancouver, Immaculate, The Omen 3, Children of the Corn, The Salem's Lot remake, Rabid from David Cronenberg, and Pet Sematary Bloodlines. Okay, in the groovy category, second to the top, okay, we've got Saw 3, Creepshow 2, Oculus, Alien Romulus, Late Night with the Devil, Fright Night, Saint Maud, Thanksgiving, Scream 5, Doctor Sleep, Insidious, Midsommar, Us, Final Destination 3, Smile 2, Scream 3, Halloween 4, Creepshow, Evil Dead 2, When Evil Lurks, Terrifier 3, The Dead Zone, Wrong Turn, The Exorcist 3, both versions of It, or I should say the OG It and It Chapter 1, okay? The First Omen, and Abigail. And in the cream category, the top of the top, the masterclass level, we've got Dream Warriors, George Romero's Day of the Dead, The Conjuring, The Lost Boys, The Bride of Frankenstein, 28 Days Later, and Tenebrae. That's what we've got, guys. I like this list. To me, it looks good. It looks good. I did some switching around. You guys helped out a little bit, which was really cool. And I know Julie said Skinamarink earned its spot in cream. Yeah. Yeah. Rachel's I'm sorry, Rachel. Rachel says, oh, Paris werewolves do not belong in the same tier as freaking Skinamarink. Rachel, I'm sorry. Truth, and to be fair, I haven't seen it in years. It's been probably 25 years or so since I've seen that freaking movie. But I just remember just being so disappointed in it and not liking it. Maybe I got to do a rewatch of it, guys. Maybe I do a possible redemption watch. Who knows? Who knows? And we got Bronson coming in. Hey man, what's going on? We're just about to head on out, but glad to see you. Said, how you doing this evening? I hope you're having a Merry Christmas. I'm doing well. And thank you. Happy holidays to you as well. Obviously it's going to be a busy time for a lot of folks. I don't know how much streaming I'll be doing. We'll see. I'll definitely still be trying to keep my regular upload schedule of at least one, if not hopefully 2 videos per week, but we'll see. But we got some cool stuff planned for January. We really do. When the new year comes in, we're going to be rocking and rolling. Neil saying Skinamarink is so misunderstood and gets no love at all. Now, Neil, hold on. I remember you were talking about it. So seriously, where would you put Skinamarink? Yeah, where would you put it? Because we just couldn't finish it, bro. We got it was less than 15 minutes in. It might have been 15 minutes, but I think it was a little bit less. And we couldn't do it, man. We just couldn't do it. And no one, like I was talking to Eric, my good buddy Eric from Hey Internet Eric here, and he saw the whole thing. And he said it took him several watches to see the whole thing. And I said, is it worth holding on to just get through it? And he says no. He says no. So Neil, let me know real quick before we sign off here. Rachel saying a live watch night, I'll join. Well, there you go. There you go. Maybe. Keith saying each of you saying Skinamarink is worse than Slenderman is one of the maddest things you've ever said. I've seen people heading off mental hospitals for carted off. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we just couldn't finish Skinamarink. We just couldn't. Let's see. And we've got Gonzaya. I don't know how to pronounce it, and I'm sorry. Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you being here. We're actually about to wind down, but saying Dream Warriors is the best of the saga and one of the best horror movies. It is fantastic. And we just did our Elm Street debates on Dream Warriors well, it was several days ago now, but it was really fun. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. But welcome. Neil saying second to the bottom. I really do appreciate what they were trying to do, but it's so hard to keep watching it. Okay. One of these days, and I know I keep talking about some different possibilities, but you guys, keep me honest on it. But I got to talk to someone about this movie because, we just couldn't get through it, So maybe we got to talk about it, Neil. Maybe I got to watch it, though. Maybe that's what I got to do first. At least stuff happens in Slender Man. There you go. All right, guys. Well, look, we're gonna end it here. This was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing this. I'm glad that you guys did. We changed this thing around. It was really cool. We still got a lot of movies left, so perhaps we'll do a part 3. And just this type of atmosphere, just kicking back and talking to you guys a lot. Neil said, "Let me know. I'll try to sit through it again." Yes. Rachel said, "Glad I caught some of the stream." Absolutely, we're glad that you caught it too. It's great to have you here as always. And who knows? Maybe we'll do that watch party of Paris. Who knows? Rory saying, "We'll catch up soon." All right. Very cool. Thank you so much. And if you do join us in the morning or tomorrow, I'll definitely be in touch because I'm able to get, messages out to the members. But thank you so much for even considering it. We appreciate it. So anyways, guys, this was fun. Leave some comments. Like I said, we have our messenger chat on Patreon. If you guys want to talk a little bit more tonight, I'll be available. I put the link in the chat. I'll put it in again just for the fun of it. But if you guys want to talk some more, this is basically like our messenger chat on Patreon. We can continue talking. I'm going to have it'll be a pretty light night tonight at work, but I'll be around. So if you want to talk some more about Skinamarink or whatever, I'll be available, or if you're bored. So I'll talk to you guys later. This was awesome. You guys rock. And as always, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace.